Hey guys, welcome back to this front-end web development crash course series. In this video, we will finalize with the HTML and we'll start with the CSS. And so far, we have learned the HTML needed for this crash course is enough. I'll share you a very useful resource where you can learn more HTML if you need it so. So let's just get into it. Here is the resource I'm talking about, this website called w3schools.com where you can learn uh, stuff related to web development like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL and more and more. In this video obviously we'll be looking at the HTML section. If you want to learn more about HTML you can visit this website and have a look. So far we have learned at the basic HTML editing. We know about basic HTML elements. I told you already about HTML attributes like width, height and that we have used in the image tag. We have learned about the heading, paragraph, and this style section is for related to CSS, so we'll skip this part and I'll cover up some of the parts of it in the video. So for now let's go into with the HTML formatting. As you can see we have some kind of tags available over here. We can use B tag to bold our text, and these two attacks actually does the same thing. They both does the same job. I mean they both actually makes our text bold. Let me just show it to you. So here's the page we have built it so far. Let me just add some bold tag in our paragraph. So here is the paragraph and we can add our bold text from here to maybe here. Okay, now save. Okay, now you can see the text becomes bold. If you use the strong tag it will do the same job. Here it is. It is also making our text bold. The main difference between the bold and strong tag is that most of the people consider using strong tag when it comes to SEO, and you can use both any of them if you need it so there is no big issue. Now coming back to this italic tag, it actually makes our text go italic. If I add a I tag between these lines it actually makes our text go italic. Okay, here it is, our italic text. So yeah, so there are lots of tags you can actually try out. Let me just show you the small tag. It's gonna make our text size small. Yeah, you can see this part is much smaller than the other ones. Okay, now let's jumping into the HTML comments. Comments are like the ignored part of the our text, like this part over here. If I want to remove this heading, instead of just deleting it, actually I can comment it like this, dash dash close tag, and if I save it and go back to our page and refresh, you can see the heading is gone now. The main purpose of using comment is if I needed this heading somewhere later in my development, I can just remove this comment, I can get back this heading. So this is how you add comments to your code. One more important thing I want to show you is about links. Links are like when you click on something it takes you to the another page. To actually demonstrate it, let me just create a new page and we can name it sample.html, and we can just open it with Sublime, and in here let me just complete this and add some content to it and get back to you. So here is the second page of our website. We have to link this page to our this home page. So we can create a link at the top. We can we to create links we actually use anchor tags, and we can define anchor tags using a attribute. So yeah, this is our anchor tag. In between these actually we can name our page 2, and over here we can write sample.html, which is nothing but our file name of other page, and make sure that these two pages are in the same directory. If this sample.html is inside this images folder or maybe some other folder, we have to specify the folder name before this sample.html. Okay, now I just save it and get back to our page and we refresh, and if you click on this page 2, it will actually taking us to this page. And similarly we can add a go back button over here to get back to our home page. So here anchor tag, and here we can write index.html, which is our home page. Go back and refresh, we have our go back button. Now we are switching our pages. We can do one more thing with anchor tag. When you click on the link, it is actually opening in the same page. If you want to open this page to link on the other tab, for this you can just add an attribute in the anchor tag named as target, and the value of this target attribute is going to be blank underscore blank. And save it. Now go back to your page, and now if you click on this link, it is actually opening the new page in the separate tab. So you can do that if you want. And now we can finalize our HTML part, and we are ready to go with CSS. And obviously if you want to learn more about HTML, obviously you can visit this w3schools.com, and you can try out some more HTML. Okay, now coming back to CSS, the full form of the CSS is Cascading Style Sheet. CSS is nothing but it is a rule defined on HTML. Like coming back to our code, if you see, this is our heading, and we can define CSS rules which actually gonna tell the position, colors, and lots of stuff about this h1. Basically we are defining rule for our HTML, and to define a rule for this heading we can use the style attribute, and inside this style attribute we can actually write our CSS. Now if I want to change the color of this heading, which is a rule for this heading tag, we can actually write color and then maybe red. And if I save and go back, now you can see our heading becomes red. So here is the rule. This is the CSS rule which says that this tag has to be the color of red. Okay. Now similarly we can add background color to our heading. We can do this by adding another property. Actually you can see this is a property for this heading. The property is color and the value is red. So we can add one more property by adding a semicolon, and after this we can actually write background color uh, and we can give a background color of black. And you can see our heading has this black background and this red text. So this is how CSS works. We actually define some set of properties which gets applied to the content inside to it. We have applied the back color and background color to this h1 tag, and the text inside this h1 tag is getting these properties. So now if I add some properties to our body tag, it is gonna be applied to our whole thing which is inside our body tag. So now let me go back to our body tag, and we can actually add a background color to our website. Let's say Kyan, and go back to our site. You can see we have this blue background in our website. Now if I want my paragraphs to have yellow color, I can go back and inside our p tag we can write style and color, and we can give the color of yellow. Save and go back, and you can see our paragraph is become yellow. Let me just change back it to green so that we can see it clearly. Okay, now it is green. Now if I want this green color to all of our paragraphs, you can actually write this style color green inside all the p tags, but this is not a good idea to actually write this same styling again and again. For this purpose we actually use internal CSS. The which you are seeing here is inline CSS. The inline CSS is applied to the tags directly. To use internal CSS, we can actually use style tag inside our head tag. After title we can write style, and inside this style tag we can define CSS rules, and I want to define that all the paragraphs of this page should have yellow color, maybe green color. To do so we can actually write p, and we can open braces, and inside our braces we can define CSS. I want the CSS property of color, and color is gonna be green. And if I save and go back, and now you can see all of our paragraphs has become green. You can change it to anything you want. Let's say red. So now every paragraph has become red, and now you can notice one thing, that top paragraph is still green. So this is happening because our inline CSS has more priority than our internal CSS. If internal CSS and inline CSS defining same rule, then the inline CSS will have priority over internal CSS. And since this p tag is defining color red for all of our paragraph, so the paragraph which just doesn't have inline CSS is showing this red color. And since this paragraph is having this inline CSS, so it is actually overwriting this red and making it green. So that's why we are seeing this green color over here. That's all for this video, guys. We have started our CSS, and we'll look more and more about CSS properties in the coming videos, and I'll explain you about the behavior of HTML tags using CSS, like how they behave, how different tags have default properties, how they actually go into our website. I mean, what is the default behavior of HTML tags? We can actually view them using CSS. So stay tuned for those videos, and like and share these videos with your friends. And that's me signing off for today.